Private live. Hello!
Hi!
Hi, everybody. Happy 4th of July. My name is Olivia. Who else do we have with us today?
Where are we going? Over here. Over here. Hi, I'm Dixie, and this is my daughter. You want to say hi?
Hi,
What's your name?
my name is Hunter.
We all call her Cricket. She's like, her first name's Hunter, her middle name's Cricket. We all call her Cricket. And how old are you?
5.
All right.
So adorable. Hi, y'all. I'm Lexi. And I am Lexi.
And how long have each of you guys been in the dolls? That's always fun.
Ooh, I've been in the dolls for, I'm the longest like performing doll. I've been in the dolls for 9 years this month, actually.
Woo-hoo, congratulations.
9 years last month.
I've been in the dolls for about 1.5 years, loving every second.
And I've only been in the dolls for, I think, 5 months now. I'm a quarantine doll.
That's forever. Your group of dolls that came on will forever be known as the quarantine doll.
That is so true.
That's hilarious.
That's great. And I just passed my 2-year mark back in May. I think it was.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Yes. So we just thought it would be really fun because there's a whole bunch of different 4th of July traditions throughout the country, but baking and cooking and grilling and picnic seems to be one of the most common traditions. So we thought it would be fun to get together to bake separately and together today. Hello, Michael. Hi, Tony. Hi, Mark. Hi, Don. Hi, Jordan. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. So what are we making today, ladies?
Ooh, well, we are going to do the lemon blueberry cupcakes with the cream cheese, but we're actually going to forego the blueberries in the batter because this little turkey, she loves vegetables, but she doesn't eat a lot of fruit. So we're going to forego the blueberries, but she loves lemon flavored treats. So
That's amazing. Hey, you do you, Cricket.
I am making a champagne almond cupcake
ooh.
Oh, girl.
with a homemade frosting topped with raspberries for festiveness.
How about you, Felicity?
That delivery was, I don't think I could beat that. I'm making red, white, and blue almond cupcakes with cream cheese frosting. And then I'm going to try, instead of sprinkles, to put some Pop Rocks on them because it's the 4th of July. So it's like bursting.
You.
That's a great idea, huh?
That is a fabulous idea. You guys got way more festive than I did. I'm doing the same lemon blueberry cupcakes as Dixie and Cricket. I'm going to color my frosting with red and blue swirls in it. I'll show you how to do that a little later on. So who wants to, I know, everybody those who have tuned into my baking stream on Thursdays has seen me make this cupcake a couple of times. So let's see, why don't you start us off and tell us what you're doing?
Okay, so we are going to, what's first? We got to mix all our dry ingredients first, right? Yes. We do a lot of baking, especially now that we're all here. And Cricket loves to bake and cook. And we actually, for her birthday this last year, we got her a kids subscription cooking and baking box called Radish Kids.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, a box of stuff, and there's usually like a kitchen utensil and some recipes in there. So we've been doing those thankfully every month. And so we love watching Great British Baking Show together as a family. So we know we have to do the dry ingredients first, right, Cricket? So we're going to mix all of our dry. So our flour, our baking powder, our baking soda, and salt. So you want to help find those?
While they search for that, Felicity, what is your favorite family 4th of July tradition, or just July 4th tradition in general?
So my favorite memory that I hope will become a tradition was my niece and I, we both love watermelon. And 4th of July 2 years ago, my family didn't have any watermelon at their 4th of July barbecue. And I just thought that was so not American. And so this year I was like, last year I said, we have to have watermelon. And my niece was like, I love watermelon, probably more than anyone in the world. And I'm like, well, but not more than me. And she's like, yeah, I think more than you. So we had a watermelon eating contest last year. It was like the most country thing you've ever seen, but it was so much fun. And I won. I crushed her.
You go, girl.
Thank you. She's 8, but I still felt pretty accomplished.
Let's see, what about you?
My favorite tradition. Well, so some of you folks who are tuned in might know that I am our native Hawaiian doll, and I was born and raised in Oahu. So my favorite tradition is actually going to Kailua, which is one of the most beautiful beaches on the island, on the east side of the island. And we would go there and we would set up and we would, hang out for the day and go to the beach and play in the waves. And we would bring all this food. And then once the sun would go down, everybody would start setting up their picnic blankets and just hanging out. And then the fireworks would go off at this little flat island. It's a bird sanctuary that's maybe a mile away from the shore. And so they would set up safely, of course, not to disturb the birds, but in this one rocky area. And they would set up and they would do huge fireworks. And it was a beautiful show. And it would go on for about 10 minutes or so. And I just remember getting all cozy with my parents and my sister and my cousins. My whole family would come and we would all just watch the fireworks go off together, and then we would go home.
Aww. What about you, Gladly?
Did you ask at me? Sorry.
Do you guys have any fun family traditions?
I can hear you. Our 4th of Julys have been kind of varied. The last couple of years we've gone to our friend's house. She has a big pool party every year. Cricket loves swimming, so she's always into that. But then we spent one year we spent 4th of July in Iowa, where my husband's family's from. And we did it's small town parade, street parade and stuff. And that was really fun. And I'm trying to think, what else have we done on the 4th of July? Performed on the Queen Mary. Her first 4th of July was spent on the Queen Mary because we were performing on it. So
amazing.
Our 4th of Julys usually just involve fireworks of some sort or seeing them, but that's about it. We don't really have and barbecuing. We love a good barbecue.
That's amazing. Speaking of Iowa, Felicity, where are you baking from today?
I'm baking in Iowa right now. I'm also from Iowa. I went. I drove 30 hours 2 days to get here. Yeah, I left Thursday morning at 7 and got in about 5 p.m. yesterday, and have been sleeping pretty much since this stream started.
Good on you, girl. Good on you. Well, I as far as me, my dad is the conductor of the symphony orchestra in Enid, Oklahoma. So every 4th of July is always work for him and my family, us girls and our brother. We are basically the support team for my dad. We actually started this morning with a family group chat, and my mom had to put a stop to it because Dad had to go in and focus. They put on a concert every year at Meadow Lake Park. And there's this nice little lake, and people come and they do picnics, and the orchestra plays under a big, a pavilion, I guess. And sometimes they'll tease the upcoming symphony season, or they'll play more contemporary pop music. One year they did John Williams, they've done the Beatles.
Oh.
But they always end with patriotic songs set to fireworks, or fireworks set to the music. The Washington Post March, Star Spangled Banner, Armed Forces Medley. And it's always one of my favorite things to sit in the park and see all the men and women, former service men and women in active military to Stand When Their Branches song comes on. And you know, they all speak up with such pride and gusto, and it's one of my favorite things. So hello everybody out there. We got Mel, Marlene, Gail. My dog is watching. I saw earlier.
Hello, Melissa.
Yes, my dog has his own Facebook account. Maybe he'll run for mayor one day.
I love that. Alma says, "Hey, you are all beautiful in Spanish." That's
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so how's everybody on their cupcake journey so far?
I am so nervous about this because I'm not as good as you are, Olivia, or Dixie and Cricket, and possibly Felicity. I don't know. Maybe mine are going to be the failed cupcakes. I'm really nervous about
For me to know that the pressure is low.
what was that?
I said it's good to know for me that the pressure's off. It's low.
That doesn't make me feel better.
This is our own version of Nailed It, right?
Oh my gosh! Yes.
I'll get a nail it. I feel it.
I have a single bake that I haven't messed up, so you're fine.
I got to take my butter out way earlier, and so I did a bad thing and I microwaved it, but then it was really really liquidy. So I waited a little while, and while I was telling you guys the cute story about my 4th of July tradition, it actually hardened a little bit, which was nice. And so I just mixed in my sugar and my almond extract, and now I'm going to do my egg and sour cream. I love sour cream. Does anyone else love sour cream? Oh,
Yes, that's mine too.
It's in ours too. It's
how much I love sour cream.
Oh my gosh.
I use this one because it's a little bit more liquid than
Oh, what is that? I've never even seen that before.
it's Salvadoran cream. I love this brand, but it's really thick and it's a little bit runnier. It's not as soft as like a dollop of Daisy is.
Oh, okay.
It's my favorite.
Ladies, Mollies, I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, are you ready?
Yes.
Which dessert best captures your personality and why?
Ooh.
Olivia, why don't you go first since you're our professional?
I'm not professional. I've just been doing this since March.
Yeah, I love this thing.
I would have to say,
I know that's
I don't know, maybe pie, because everybody thinks people might think I'm difficult, but really I'm not. I don't know.
pecan pie. That's a pecan pie thing, right? Because pecan pie is really tricky, but once you get it, once you can make it, you can always get to it, right?
Exactly.
Good job.
Put vanilla in here somewhere.
I
I
know.
love that, Olivia. That's adorable.
I guess. I don't know.
Dixie, Kristen, how about you?
What kind of dessert do you think I would be? What kind of dessert would you be?
Mom,
What?
whatever you think.
Whatever I would probably be. I don't know. That's such a tricky question. Maybe a red velvet cake. Because I'm kind of basic, but that cream cheese frosting is really killer. Strawberry shortcake, that's a good one too. I like that, Gail. Yeah.
I love that. Oh, 1940s ball is here hanging out.
And they said we are not.
Vintage. Hello everyone. And I'm watching in the city of Anaheim, says Carlos. Hi. How's everybody doing out there? It's the morning. We're baking. It's exciting.
I think the internet has spoken, Dixie. You are anything but basic.
But I like your answer still. Felicity, what's your answer, my love?
Oh, I was hoping I wouldn't have to answer. It's
Pretty smooth
it's
now.
not my favorite. It's what are you? I would say I'd be like, I'm tiramisu. I everyone's really excited for dessert, and then they meet me and they're like, "Oh, it's not as sweet as I thought it would be." Tiramisu.
That's an excellent answer. See, and I love all of these desserts.
I like it. I like it.
So
I think that I would have to say, well, my favorite dessert is creme brulee, but I think that in terms of personality, I want to say that I am a holiday cupcake because, wait, I had an answer to this and now I forgot. Because everyone loves them. And they're special because they only come during the holiday, and I'm very special.
So you won't, and you're only around during the holidays.
Really, truly I am, honestly. So here's a good question for the ladies. Could be a bit of a stumper, says Michael. If you had to bake with any celebrity of your choice, who would it be and why? Oh, easy, Beyonce.
Ooh.
Beyonce, why?
Because why not? She's the queen, and I'm obsessed with her, and she's my idol. But also, so that I guess that would be my living choice, but non-living, I would say Ella Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
Icon and also an idol. And I just feel like she would be really good at baking. Does anyone else agree?
Yeah.
I think so. Let's see. What about Mary Berry from Great British Baking Show? Or would you want to bake with Nicole from Nailed It? Too many choices?
So hard to think.
Hard when you're put on the spot like that, isn't it?
I'd have to say I would want to bake with Mel and Sue from Great British Baking Show.
Oh, yeah. That would be good. They would be really fun.
So how's everybody doing on their cupcakes? Let's check in. Where are we in the process? I've started beating my butter and sugar together.
Yep.
Almost forgot the eggs. It's 3/4 of a cup of sugar and a stick of butter. It's nice and smooth. I'm putting my egg yolk in.
Olivia, I have a question.
I lost count about how many cups of sugar I put in my batter, so we'll see.
3/4.
I either put a half a cup or 3/4 a cup in. So we're just gonna go with it.
Hey,
At least you didn't forget sugar altogether.
make it work.
So
Debbie.
I got
Yeah,
talking and I miscounted. I should have had Cricket do it, I guess.
Olivia, I have a question. When do I start preheating my oven?
Now, I get started on the stream, and 90% of the time I forget to preheat the oven until after I've mixed everything. So,
Oh, I wanted to show you, ladies. Our satin doll, Lana, gave me this vintage, cute little apron from the 1840s, and it's embroidered, and it's red, white, and blue, and it's like special for our day. And I just wanted to give a shout out to her and say thank you so much, and to let her know that I absolutely love it, and I don't bake without it unless I think it's going to get really messy because I don't want to ruin it.
Lexi, you just reminded me to preheat my oven. I was like, you have to start before you start mixing everything. And then I was like, wait. Mine's not.
Yeah.
So I'm making white cake, white almond cupcakes, which means that the batter uses just egg whites to keep it super white. And then I dyed a little bit of it blue and red, so that when it bakes, it'll be like multicolored.
oh, fun.
Hopefully. Or it's just really ambitious, and we will see how that goes.
If there's one thing I'm good at in life, it's Tim gunning it. Make it work.
Make it work.
Make it work. All right.
Hey, does anybody know how many cupcakes are consumed Do you guys know? If you guys want to take a guess, okay, here's a question. Ready? Let me find it so I make sure I word it properly. Great.
When?
Okay, so
In
how
the
many
time frame.
cupcakes are eaten a year in the U.S.? How many?
A million.
1 million billion.
Oh man, I was I guess much more conservative than that, like 200,000.
Yeah. What about all of our watchers? Anybody want to take a guess in our chat box how many cupcakes are eaten a year in the U.S.?
I feel like if it were strictly from my household, or if the rest of the U.S. was like my household, it would be a lot of cupcakes.
Right.
Love a cupcake.
Same.
Any guesses from our friends watching? Don't be shy. No wrong answers. I mean, there are, but
There are wrong answers, but we'll count them still. All right. Oh, close. 1 billion. That's close. 500,000.
100,000, a billion.
All right. A billion.
Did you say a billion close?
10 million. Oh, those are pretty. I'll give you. They're still coming in. I'll wait a few more minutes and we'll add our eggs while we let everybody.
5,600 cupcakes.
Yeah. 7
for every minute of the year.
Right. Yeah. Pretty much. It is 770 million cupcakes a year. So almost a billion cupcakes a year are eaten. So,
I think I was closest.
Wrong.
yeah, that's a lot of cupcakes. I forget.
Is your mind blown, Cricket?
I think it was. I think so. Here we go. Eggs are going in.
All right. I've just added the fruit to my cupcakes. If you are going to put fruit in your cupcakes, make sure that you wet them with a little liquid. I've got lemon juice since that's one of the flavors of my cupcakes.
Ooh, good idea.
Toss them in a little bit of flour. If you don't toss them in any flour, they're just going to sink to the bottom of a cake because they don't have any texture. But adding just a little bit of flour makes them float and appear in the top and all throughout the cupcakes. So, Mark, you were kind of close. The dolls want to know, do we have any doll traditions?
Ooh. Traditions for baking, traditions for 4th of July.
Slay. We slay.
Tradition. Oh, we always slay. Always. We were taught to slay by Miss Roslyn.
Yes.
If she's watching, hello, Roz.
Mm.
I did see that a Miss Melissa was on, and I know that she is my biggest fan.
Oh. We've got somebody from the Netherlands tuning in.
Wow. Yeah, if you folks want to type in that comments where you're viewing from, that would be really fun for us.
Yeah, I think I've seen Colorado, LA, Texas, all over the place.
Oh. Maybe I'm just late to the game because I just figured out how to turn my comments on a few minutes ago.
Okay. There's a lot happening right now.
A lot. Okay.
A lot.
So, fun question for all of our viewers out there. Do we have anyone who has a gluten intolerance? Like me? Ooh, oh wow, we have some people from the UK, we have Florida, Netherlands, Indianapolis, Hoosiers, go Hoosiers. Ooh, England, Pennsylvania, fun. So since you were talking about flour, Miss Olivia, I actually don't like to bake with flour because it gives me hives.
Oh no.
Well, or just makes my tummy really upset. Germany. Oh, Megan, you have a gluten allergy. Okay. So because of that, I use this stuff. It's from Arbonne. I don't know, some people might have heard of it, but it's gluten-free and it's vegan. It's like a pea protein, but it's vanilla flavored. And sometimes I use chocolate if I'm doing like stuff that's chocolatey. But I use that instead of flour, which is nice. And then it adds a little bit of sweetness, extra sweetness to it too, because I have a huge sweet tooth. But yeah, so fun fact for all of us. Do our listeners have any other things that they use instead of flour? Miss Megan, if you have any suggestions, I would love to hear them.
Now, since you do bake without gluten, what do you do to create the elasticity of your bakes?
I use a lot of baking powder, like extra baking powder, so that it rises a little bit better. Wait, I'm counting 3, 4. I feel like I'm gonna lose count.
I have several friends who are gluten intolerant, and I like to use a gluten-free flour with xanthan gum.
With what in it?
Xanthan gum. It's a
Oh yeah, I know what that is.
yeah. It creates that elasticity. Baking soda is good for the rise, but like if you think about when they make bread, they do the window pane test where they stretch it.
Yeah.
And that's the gluten. When you're kneading bread, you're working up the gluten to give it that stretchy elasticity. So when you take the gluten out, that's what you miss. And there's a bunch of different things you can do, but xanthan gum is my easiest cheat.
I like that. Ooh, hello from Vienna, Austria. Hello. I almost said Australia, but that would be super wrong.
Ground oats gluten-free with baking powder. Okay.
Oh, hi, Anne Marie. I feel you, sister. It's a good idea.
No good. Switzerland. Hello, Roberta from Switzerland. Hey, Tony.
Hey, Tony.
Tony's on like all our streams, and he's one that I know always going to be on the baking stream.
You said that so like, nah, all right. Hi, Tony.
Yeah.
Hi, Tony.
Bob Marr says he there's over 1 million cupcakes consumed and he ate half of those, and I believe that. We know Bob has a very big sweet tooth, so.
That's a big thing. Do you guys want a really fun fact?
Yes.
I found this to be super interesting. There's a term called cupcaking.
Mm-hmm.
And when someone uses that term, it means to flirt. So it's a combination of the sweetness of cupcakes and being sweet on someone. You know, that he's sweet on you, she's sweet on him. And
I love that.
Yes. And if a person leaves their group of friends to go flirt with somebody, they are cupcaking. So you could say that my husband and I were cupcaking when we first met and went on our first date. We left a party to go to the Waffle House.
Because where else would you go after a party? Isn't that like
Is the Waffle House like that? Is that strictly not strictly Iowa, because I've been to one in Indiana, but I feel like I've only seen it in the middle of the United States.
it's very like a southern Midwest thing, I feel like.
Yeah. But dang, do they make some good food there?
Oh my gosh. I ordered chocolate chip waffles on our first date. And we actually, after we got married, which our anniversary is next week, on our way home, because we drove after the wedding in Oklahoma, on the way home, we stopped in Norman where we met, and we went to the Waffle House where we had our first date, and we shared a chocolate chip pancake.
Aww.
Could be cuter, honestly.
It was really fun. All right, where's everybody on their bakes so far? I'm filling my cupcakes.
We're just about to do that as well.
Shoot. I'm a little worried these look like gender reveal cupcakes instead of like red and blue.
Those are adorable.
Like,
They look great.
I love it.
thanks, guys.
Olivia, I have another question.
Yes.
I don't want. I ran out of those little thingies that hold your cupcakes in the pan.
The
Cupcake
liner.
Sweets. I ran out of those. So in order to not have it stick, should I butter it? Should I?
Yeah, you could butter it. I would probably go for butter over. I mean, if you have like a really light flavored cooking stick, but I just prefer butter in general because you've got butter in your mix. But it shouldn't burn in unless your oven's at like 400 degrees. You don't have any issues with it burning. But yeah, just grease them.
Okay. I'm gonna try that. See how how it works. So it's actually really cute that your anniversary is next week. This recipe that I stole off of Pinterest is only for 2 cupcakes, and it's in their anniversary cupcakes.
Oh,
I will send it to you. Yes.
We're at year 4, so it's thrift and flowers.
Aww.
The traditional gift.
I like that once you're married, it has like what you should do for gifts every year, because I feel like I'm such a bad gift giver. So that's your help is really appreciated.
well, we're at the point in our marriage where we just are like, just buy yourself something.
I like that too.
Oh my
Buy yourself what you want. So
See,
I've been married for 13 years.
ooh.
13
See, my husband loves everything tech, and his gifts are always really expensive, so he just buys them for himself, and I'm like, stop doing it. I want to give you something. But
Yeah, but if you got him a tech gift, he'd be like, "Oh, but this is only an i5 computer." An
oh no, he wants a shopping list. Can't go wrong. Let's see. Joseph said, "Happy 4th from St. Louis, Missouri. Hello. Love your sense of camaraderie. How long have you been working together? How often do you get to perform? And thanks for using the holiday to bring a little more laughter and music into the world." Oh, Joseph,
What a favorite.
that's why we do it, right?
Favorite. Hi, Joseph. You're my favorite.
Well, the dolls have been around since 2005 was when they first started. I have been in the group for 9 years. I'm the longest performing doll still. And then let's see. Olivia, would you be next?
I think so in this group.
Yeah.
Was what year? 2 years, Olivia, or 3?
Little over.
A little over 2. And then I'm a year and a half.
And then Felicity is a couple months, 6 months. So, but
I want to get you a shirt that says quarantine doll.
yeah.
I love it. That should be added to our merch shop.
Right.
That's good. Oh, Miss Lola, if you're watching, I mean, I know you're watching, but that's the idea.
We should have a shirt that says pin up or quarantine, but make it pin up or something like that.
Yes.
Oh, I love that. I love that idea. Okay, so Miss
Merch.
Lola,
We do. Oh, look at those.
Ooh.
yeah, there's
Oh,
Squirrel.
I only made 3, so
yeah. Speaking of merchandise, you can go to Lola's Pinup Club and get t-shirts, tank tops, tons of sweatshirts. One of my favorite sweatshirts is my slouchy red off-the-shoulder Satin Dolls shirt. You can get the shirt that Felicity is wearing, a little Rosie the Riveter.
And Cricket's wearing the kids one. Here,
Yay!
ready? Yeah, let's see.
Yeah, you can get it in a kid size. Perfect. It's so perfect. Yes, but go to Lola's Pinup Closet and get your Satin Dolls swag.
And I'm wearing the original merch, Satin Doll merch that is not in production anymore because it has the
We have
Set
a
doll
ladder,
for that.
Mama.
Well, have fun.
this is vintage
We have more
Dolls.
yeah, vintage doll swag.
Okay.
Oops, sorry, bonk. You okay?
Yeah.
But to answer more of your question, Joseph, we usually, when we're not in quarantine, we rehearse every Sunday morning in Los Angeles, and the London Dolls rehearse on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
On Tuesdays, so we do weekly rehearsals. The gigs just kind of come and go. We tend to have a lot of summer gigs, a lot of Veterans Day, 4th of July, Christmas gigs. Our dancers go on a lot of, our dancers have been touring with Party Like Gatsby for the last 2 years.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. This would have been our 3rd year, but
Yes. But they're already setting up tour dates for next year. So some days it's really heavy, some days it's really light, but let's See, Lexi, you and I did a lot of Christmas shows together this last year, didn't we?
Really did, and why was that amazing? I would say the most heartfelt and heart satisfying show was the one that we did at the old folks home
Yes.
in Burbank.
Yes.
That was it was so fun to see
It's money.
all of those older people just loving our music because it's their genre.
And it was such an intimate setting because we were in their dining room while they had their holiday dinner and their families were with them. And we were, 8 feet from some of the people. And I could see so many people singing along to the words. And
And when they realize what song it is, their eyes light up and they just have like this beautiful smile on their face. Honestly, I wanted to cry almost out of happiness, just tears of joy. It was so, so sweet. We did a really fun gig at Buena Park too. We did a a tree lighting ceremony, which we almost got canceled because it was raining, and then a Christmas miracle happened and it's not free.
That was such a crazy show. I think it came down to like 20 minutes before the start when they decided to go ahead and do it outdoors. And I waited till the last minute to do my hair because I've got very fine hair and it's got good conditions. And I did it, and then we went to sound check and it lost all its volume.
Okay.
They had fake snow blowing and it got in my hair. So by the time we went back to do our
Wet.
it was like droopy and
Oh no.
But you know what? Even with all of that happening, she still looked gorgeous.
Yeah.
oh, thank you.
And Mark, you are correct. Felicity has never set foot on a stage as a satin doll yet.
Not yet. It'll happen.
She's getting a lot of practice with these live streams. So when we're ready to perform again, she's going to be amazing on stage.
She's ready to do it.
Because that's one thing. Even though we are in quarantine, most of us all over, even our London dolls and our parasols, have all been meeting usually about once a week to still practice. We've been doing virtual practices, so we keep on top of our material, and so that way when we are able to perform live again, we're going to be ready to go.
We're excited to get back on that stage.
Yeah.
You just did your own stream this last week, didn't you?
Her Disney one. It was so good.
So much fun. Oh, thank you so much, Lexi. That's
Bare
really sweet.
Necessities was pretty phenomenal. That part where you talk about the goo claw claw and the doo doo doo. I was so impressed.
Right in front of me. I don't remember that part very well, but it's like if you don't pick a prickly pear by the paw. When you pick a pear, try to use the claw. That's all I remember.
I was doing a really good job, and I was impressed.
Try to use
That's a tricky line.
It is.
It is. Well, and it's like right after a whole verse that does the exact same thing.
That's from the Jungle Book, isn't it?
It is.
And we
Yeah,
do
we
another song from that
Yeah.
movie.
If
I know I gave her a shout out. Well, the track C's. Olivia, do you do it then?
yes. Wannabe? Yes.
So good.
If people want to go back and watch your live stream, how would they do that, Felicity?
I forgot to save it on Instagram, so it can only be seen on our Satin Dolls Facebook page, and then you would just go into the video section of the Facebook page, and I am there in all of my Disney glory.
You should be able to watch it on. Can you watch it on YouTube as well?
Oh, you know what? You're probably right. Yeah. Yep. So YouTube or Facebook.
Yes. Just putting it out there so more places to watch. Yeah, and if anybody is interested, you can go back and watch all of our live streams from the beginning of time on YouTube and Facebook. So if you're looking for something to do and watch one day, check those out.
Yeah.
Did you forget something, Olivia?
I told you I mess everything up. I forgot to put the zest in my cupcake batter.
Oh
It's gonna go in the frosting as well, so it's fine. Hello, Naka, Groningen, the Netherlands. Okay, I'm sorry, I totally butchered where you're from, but the Netherlands. Welcome.
no.
We enjoy Felicity in the live stream. She'll be great. Thank you so much. To get on stage with the other dolls. It'll be so much fun. And they certainly set the bar really high. So yeah, I'm excited.
I was thinking about it. I was like, oh my gosh. So all of these new dolls haven't been able to perform. And because I spent the good part of last year pregnant, my last show was actually like in a year ago. So I haven't performed on stage in a year either. So
That was with you, me, and Lexi and Brooklyn, wasn't
yeah,
it?
that singing show was like a year ago.
In college, yes. And one of my friend who actually made this apron, she was there and got to see us.
Yeah.
That was, I remember that.
Wait, Dixie, what did you say your last show was? Was it with me?
So, my last show was that show we did last year, the costume gala thing. And say hi, everybody. Hi, Hazel. So this is my other daughter. She's 4 months old today. This is her.
Oh my
But I hand her back so I can to Dad so I can keep eating cupcakes.
You guys, my cupcakes are already in the oven, but I have something to share for all of you guys that I thought was kind of cool. BuzzFeed had an article come out that says what foreigners love the most about America, which I thought was really cool because, you know, I'm sure most of us have lived in some part of America our entire lives, including myself. So it's fun to see on the outside looking in what people like about our country. The top ones is how accommodating the places in America are to disabled people, especially for people in wheelchairs. There are often ramps and large disabled parking spaces, not to mention there's an entire amusement park dedicated to people in wheelchairs in San Antonio. So I thought that was kind of cool. And there's more. I'll read them randomly throughout the stream. But yeah, I really liked that article because sometimes it's easy to forget what makes America great.
That's so cool. Yeah, our my brother-in-law is handicapped. He has ALS, so because he became handicapped later in life, like learning about just having ramps and making accommodations for that stuff has been really, really interesting since we all kind of discovered this later, because he's only been diagnosed in the last couple of years. So.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna beat we're just starting our frosting. We're a little behind.
I'm trying to perfect my frosting. Every time I make a frosting, they're like, use a whole pound of powdered sugar. And I'm like, no, that's too much. What present is I'm really confused. The Satin Dolls asked if I got my present yesterday, and I don't know what you're talking about. The dresses? Maybe? I don't know. Okay, let's go to some comments. Oh, it's the wardrobe bag. I'll be right back.
Oh, she didn't look. Called out.
That's hilarious.
Hey guys, I have my frosting right here. And I'm trying to decide if I want to do the oh, you should open it. Wait, should she open it?
Can I? Is it a I mean, I would assume so.
Yeah. Should I put the raspberries in my frosting? Should I blend them in my frosting or just put them on the top?
I would fold them with a spatula because the egg beaters are likely to mash them up.
Yeah, I think that would be.
It's totally up to you. If you want them whole, fold them with a spatula. If you don't mind them getting muddled, then do it with a mixer.
Ooh, okay, that sounds fun.
Your choice. Your choice. Happy 4th, Mark.
How the children were playing in the
I love it. Oh my God, I love this card. I get to go shopping for groceries.
Let's put it in the pouch.
I'm gonna wait till later because I guarantee you I will cry. Because I was thinking about my family this morning. And this is a hard holiday just because it is always so much family for me. In fact, when I moved to Los Angeles back in 2011, I made a point to stick around long enough to be at the 4th of July one more time. So, it's, man, Lola, you wrapped this like
It's so fun.
insanely. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Oh,
That's so cute. You're like, I get what I
Change. Hang this up.
Show us.
Oh my Lanta, I love it. This is perfect. Thank you so much, Lola. You are so sweet and thoughtful.
Wait, I missed it again. Will you show me? Lola, that's adorable.
that's so
Her. That's just perfect.
Yay! Thank you, Lola. Oh, let's see how long it takes me to mess it up. Probably 2 seconds.
no.
Lola. Oh, we in Britain demand that you give back your colonies. Well, Martin, do you want us back right now? Well, no, you're not in the EU anymore, are you? I guess. But I think they've spoken. At least for the time being. I'm kidding. Let's see. Happy 4th, Mark. Hello, Adam. Thank you.
Hey, Olivia, how much, since you said you don't put all the powdered sugar in, how much do you usually add?
I don't measure.
That's what I was kind of thinking. I was like, it already seems like there's a lot of sugar. I only put a half a cup in there, but.
Literally, I mean, you'll probably need at least 2 cups. But I just kind of,
eyeball.
I look for the consistency and then I taste it to make sure that it's, because I don't want the lemon to be overshrouded by just sweetness.
Yeah.
That's why I can't do, anytime somebody buys like store-bought cupcakes, the first thing I do is scrape all the icing off because
I
it's
do too.
like it.
That's why I like cream cheese frosting because it's not quite as sweet usually.
Mhm.
Ooh, more lemon. More lemon. So,
Ooh, so our lemons came from our neighbor's tree. How nice is that?
Did they
jealous.
know that? Were they aware?
Yeah, you just went and stole them.
As long as you said cricket, I don't think they would have said anything. Like, oh, that's so cute. She's stealing lemons off our tree.
Oh, Megan, I'm so sorry to hear about that. She said this is the first 4th of July without her mom. She passed away in February. Oh, Megan, I'm so sorry. I can't imagine what that must be like, but hopefully we're able to bring you a little bit of joy and you can remember her fondly today. That's hard. That's just hard, guys.
That's sad.
Thank you for tuning in and joining us. And
Yeah, we hope that we brought some smiles to your kitchen.
yes, cream cheese frosting. Yes, Mark, cream cheese frosting is the best.
Are they aware? I think I'm pretty funny too, Christopher. Thank you.
Oh, that's great. Oh, there's the timer for my cupcakes. We're gonna test it.
Oh, mine's going off too. Yay!
Yay! Yay! I'm gonna have to get one toothpicks. Let's see.
So, Olivia, I know you're busy, so you don't have to answer this until you come back. But I am curious what your favorite dessert you have made on the stream so far. What's your favorite one?
Ooh. Full disclosure, I hate favorite questions because I love so many things for so many different reasons. But oh gosh, I made this cupcake recipe a few weeks ago, but I made it as a almost like a black forest cake with chocolate and cherries. And we put Kahlua in the frosting, and it was real good.
Wow.
Yeah. I decided instead of using, because this recipe flavors the cake with lemon juice, and I made these cupcakes for our holiday party, but I made them with orange and cranberry and a dark chocolate frosting. So instead of doing a citrus flavor to add flavor to enhance the chocolate, I put coffee in there instead of lemon juice. And that beefed up the chocolate flavor. And so I put Kahlua in the frosting because why not? But making the Boston cream cake, it's not a pie, guys. I'm gonna die on that hill. Boston cream pie is a cake. It was a really fun one to make. I had to do a lot of intuitive baking because I didn't have the right cake pan, but it came out really good. And I got to hand one off to Giselle, and she said it was fabulous.
Guys,
What happened?
cake smushed.
Oh
Oh,
What?
no! What happened?
Well, I was making cupcakes yesterday because I've made these cupcakes before. I'm making the frosting very different today to spice things up. But I've made these before because my housemate, it's her birthday, and she loves these cupcakes. So I made them yesterday for her. And like I said, I ran out of the cupcake sheets. So I buttered the bottom of the little cupcake pin, and they all got stuck in there. So I buttered it extra today, and then I flipped them over so that they could cool on my plate, and it just smushed like a pancake.
no. Yeah, I'm debating when I should take mine out of the tin to cool on my rack. I got a cooling rack, not.
Somebody wants to say hello.
The Satin Dolls would like to know what upcoming shows we have this weekend. Well, about an hour after we finish is going to be our 4th of July spectacular song and dance show. We will be featuring a variety of American music styles as well as some patriotic tunes. And then this afternoon, that starts at noon in Los Angeles. So 8 p.m. London time, if you want to tune in. And we will have some of our London Dolls on that show. Then at 2:30 this afternoon, we've got a Dolls Through the Decades show where Miss Lola is going to walk us through the 15-year history of the Satin Dolls. And then tomorrow morning, Dixie Lee, we're going to hand it over to the dancers. And
I'm so excited for this. This is our first dancer-only stream. So you're going to get to see all dance from dancers from here and from London. So
That's so exciting. I can't wait.
Yeah. And then at 12:30 Sunday, we have a London versus LA pub quiz. And we're going to quiz each other on our different slang terms and just how American and Brits are similar but different. What else? Yes, Tony, it's not a pie. One of my favorite cakes, and yes, Olivia, it is a cake. Thank you, Christopher, for agreeing. I don't know why they call it a pie. Anna, no, we are not baking the same thing. Dixie Lee and I are baking the same cupcakes. We're doing it a little different. But Felicity and Lexi, do you guys want to tell Anna what cupcakes you've chosen to bake today?
Yes. So I'm doing a champagne almond cupcake with a raspberry buttercream frosting.
our cupcakes are done. Let's see.
And I'm
Tell them what you thought of the cream cheese icing.
What's that?
I'm not kind of a fan of cream cheese icing.
That's okay.
Now
What?
I don't feel kind of good.
The cream cheese icing made you sick.
Felicity, what cupcakes are you making?
Oh, I'm making red, white, and blue almond cakes with cream cheese frosting. So kind of the same but different. It's almost like we're 2 lemons, 2 almond, just a little bit different.
I love it. I love it. Okay, Copper's gonna go bye-bye. But you want to say hello and happy 4th of July.
I've got food coloring on my hands now. What I'm gonna do is I haven't done it with this piping bag yet, and it might not work because it's silicone. The last one I had was cream or canvas, but I'm trying to streak.
Oh, you did the little, yeah. That's gonna look really good in our show later.
They look great.
Oh, because we got
Really digging my pancake over here.
Your parents.
I love it.
Womp womp.
Make it work.
But you know what? If it tastes good, it doesn't matter what it looks like.
Right? I'm gonna eat it regardless. So
That's what we always say. I don't know. I think it was my parents. They always say it eats good as long as it eats good. So
Good. I like that.
Eats
I
too.
totally overfilled my cupcakes,
Oh, those are great.
super voluptuous.
they are.
I love it. I love it.
Those look amazing. So we've got a few minutes left over.
Oh,
I'm gonna.
our cupcakes are almost done. They're looking pretty good. They needed a few more minutes.
They were super rise high.
Super rise high. That means you did a great job, Cricket.
Okay, these are my finished cupcakes.
Aww.
Love them.
The cupcakes are still kind of warm, so the frosting is melting on my hands.
Yes.
See, that's what we should do. We should do a group one next time and do it like Nailed It, where we only have a certain amount of time to bake, to do everything and see what happens.
No.
I
No, I'm really worried about that. Just have to let the cake cool completely because I've done that before where I'm like, oh, it's not hot anymore. It's just warm. And it'll melt right away.
The very first baking with Olivia I made a cupcake, and Lola was like, "Frost one, do it!" And I was like, "Okay," and I did it, and it was literally melting all over my hand, and so just started that show off with a bang. A very identifiable. It's always going to be a mess.
Yeah.
It's going to be a bit of a mess. Ooh, guys, this is a mess.
What's my favorite gluten-free recipe? Ooh, that's a good question. Like we were saying earlier, I like to use a gluten-free kind of like protein powder instead of flour in my baking. But Olivia had a really good idea, and then you said it was some kind. It's really hard word for me to pronounce. Ooh, it looks like all over.
Xanthan gum.
Gum. I'm so pretty right now.
Oh, all right, let's check our cupcakes.
But if you have your favorite gluten-free recipe, Megan, I would love that because I know that we are both gluten intolerant. Let me just fix my makeup really quickly.
I'm gonna put this on.
It kind of works.
Perfect. Dixie.
Oh, those are amazing.
For eyeballing, measuring, to putting they're pretty even too. Like not too shabby.
That turned out. Adam, I live for quizzes and trivia. Can I play along? I think you can. Definitely tune in, and we'll have the comment section open. And it's always fun to see everybody's answers when we do trivia. I love it.
Oh, yeah. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. This was really fun, and we'll definitely be posting our finished products on our Instagram pages. So you can follow all of us on our Instagrams. Mine is Lexi Locke, or you can just look up Satin Doll Lexi, Satin Doll Olivia, Satin Doll Felicity, Satin Doll Dixie. So check our Instagrams out a little bit later today, and we'll show you our finished products.
And we'll see you at 12 o'clock for our big 4th of July spectacular.
Which I should probably go do my hair for.
We pushed down on this to let
Thank you for answering all of our questions, Olivia, and being our host.
Yeah, this is super fun.
Of course. Felicity, how have yours turned out? Are they still baking?
Well, are they what?
Oh, no, they came out. They did.
Yeah. They did. They're fat, but I'm into it.
Girl, you got my goal. 1 stream down, 5 more to go. You got that right, sir.
We're giving you all the content on this 4th of July weekend, folks. So you will not be bored. You will have satin dolls all the time.
Yeah, so we'll see you in an hour right back here on Facebook for our spectacular 4th of July show where we will fill your hearts with music and dance, and I can't wait.
Yay!
Bye, everybody. I love you, ladies. Thank you.
Yeah, and if anybody joined late, you can always watch this back on YouTube or Facebook. Just go to the videos section of our Satin Dolls Facebook page. Just remember that is dolls with a Z. You'll get something different if you don't put that Z in there. But thank you, everybody. And like I said, we'll see you at noon for our spectacular show.
We'll see you then.
Okay. Bye, guys.